30, you feel like you need to own a house and be married with 3 kids and be financially stable. Whoa. Hey Vicky Baes, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm bringing you guys another video for our journey series. If you guys have not already turned into my journey series on my channel, it's basically a series about things that I'm learning. Obviously we're all human and we are constantly having different experiences that build us into the people that we are today, and we don't really have a rule book to life, so we're just moving through trying to figure things out. And so this is my journey of things that I'm learning. Hopefully you can learn something from me too, or if you've already experienced these things, drop down in the comments your experience and help us all grow as people. So today's topic is going to be about how progress is not linear. So this might be something that sounds obvious, but I think as people we often forget, and it's just about how we're constantly forced to be in a society where we're just always thinking about growth. You know, we're thinking about growing mentally, physically, financially, spiritually, all of these things that we as people kind of can't do all at once. I mean, there may be moments, just like how they always say you have peaks and valleys, there may be moments where you feel like you're just receiving and experiencing overall abundance. But a lot of times in life, we are only experiencing growth in maybe 1 or 2 areas, or maybe no areas, and these are the times where it is the hardest to push through. It's easy to push yourself when you feel like you're moving forward, and I'm gonna place forward in quotations because that's such a societal standard of how I'm supposed to live at a specific period. And I can speak for myself. I'm about to be 27 years old. There are a lot of things that I feel like I want to achieve before I hit 30, things that I feel like are benchmarks for my 30s. And when you really sit up there and think about it, like, why is it that I feel like I need to achieve these things by 30? Why do I feel like I need to be a homeowner by 30? It's one thing for me to want to be a homeowner and obviously want to own my own assets, but it's another thing for me to feel like I need to do that by 30 years old. You know, what is it that makes me feel like that? Why am I not just as successful if I'm a homeowner at 35 than at 30? You know, the same way you can be successful at 25 than at 30. It's still a 5-year difference. Why do we put these benchmarks on ourselves? And honestly, I think we're just indoctrinated to feel like we need to have things done by certain ages. You know that at 18, you're allowed to go to the club. 21, you're allowed to drink at the club, right? 30, you feel like you need to own a house and be married with 3 kids and be financially stable. Whoa, like, I get it, like, you know, there's almost a decade in between like 21 and 30, but what is it that we feel like once you go into your 30s you're just supposed to have shit all together, you're supposed to have life all together? Like, that is not how life works. Sometimes you figure it out earlier, sometimes you figure it out later, sometimes you figure it out and then figure out that that's not even what you wanted. So I just wanted to come on here and speak to you guys and just remind you that you're on your own timeline, okay? There's no benchmark, no specific time frame. You need to do what makes you happy. If it makes you happy to purchase things, if it makes you happy to travel the world, if it makes you happy to be in love and be in a relationship, whatever those things are, those are the things that you need to do. Those are the things that you need to accomplish, and that is it. Like, you're on your own timeline. Don't put yourself on anybody else's standards. Don't like attach anyone else's stress to yours. If there are things that you're really not worried about but your friends or outside forces are worried about those things, those are not your stresses. You don't have to adopt those stresses just because everyone else is worried about those things. And if those are things that you want to do, then do it. Obviously you're more than capable of doing those things, but don't feel like you have to just because society says you're supposed to have certain things by certain times in life. I think when I turned 25, which was a milestone for me because I kind of naturally group things in, you know, numeratives of 5 or 10, just me personally. And I think when I hit 25 and I realized, I'm not moving towards being married and having kids, there was something in me that naturally felt less than, and I can't explain to you why. It just naturally did. And I think that, you know, if I'm 30 and I don't have those things, you know, naturally I will start to feel certain type of ways, and I'm fighting those feelings, because the same way that someone would tell me that doesn't make you less of a woman, that doesn't make you less of a person, I'm gonna tell you guys the same thing, because sometimes we need to hear it. We need to hear that it's okay to not have everything figured out. It's okay to just be doing your best, putting yourself first. As long as you're doing right by other people and you're doing right by yourself, then there's nothing else that you really need to be worried about, okay? Just take it day by day and just continue to grow as much as you can. I think that it's a beautiful thing to focus on growth, but at the end of the day, it's not really realistic for us to be growing all the time. Nothing does that. You're gonna have moments where you're growing, you're gonna have moments where you're thriving, and you're gonna have moments where you're wilting. And then sometimes when you're wilting and you get back into that soil and you realize, I needed this. Like, I needed to ground myself. I needed to allow myself to be nourished again and learn new things so that you can grow and flourish into an even bigger, brighter version of yourself. Those are the moments that you're gonna realize, hey, these downhills are really projectiles and trajectories for us to continue to grow as people. We're gonna be growing in different ways. You know, you have to stop attaching progress to your self-worth, and just remember that progress is not linear. Progress literally doesn't look like this, and nobody has ever looked like this. Businesses don't look like this. Nothing in life looks like that. Progress looks like this. And sometimes it look like this, you know, sometimes you go backwards, and those going back to the drawing board, going back to different areas, sometimes just project you so much further. And I just wanted to talk to everyone about that, because I feel like that's something that I'm learning in my journey. And if it can help anyone else in your journey and just kind of remind you that you're doing the best you can. If you want to go back to the drawing board, it's never too late. If you feel like you're continuing to grow, I'm so happy for you. I love that for you. And we are all just in a state of trying to be better people. As long as you're growing, moving forward, trying to be the best version of yourself, the best you, there is really honestly nothing else that's going to be a greater achievement than that. And yeah, I just wanted to come on here and share that with you guys. I actually love these journey topics because it's kind of whatever I'm going through at the moment, but I know that it's something that can be relatable to a lot of different people. Any tactics, any tips that you have on how to remind yourself that progress is, you know, jagged sometimes, and that in life we're gonna have those peaks and valleys, and how you move through those valleys, how you get past your slumps, please drop down in the comments. That could definitely help me, and I'm sure it could help someone else as well. So as always, thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. I love you guys so much. If you have any suggestions for videos that you want to see, please drop them down in the comments. Like if you like this video, share, give me some exposure, subscribe so you can be a vacay bae, and I will see you guys in the next video. Love ya.